Hi, this is Tracy from GiftBasketappeal, and today I'm going to make a Deco mesh Easter wreath. So let's get started. All of the items that you see here are from the Dollar Tree. And I think the most difficult part for me was deciding the colors because all the colors look so pretty. So I really fell in love with the blue and white Deco. So that's going to be the base of the wreath. And then I found these really pretty berries, and I noticed they have a little bit of sparkle on them. So I found them in yellow, so I might incorporate the yellow in there. I'm really not sure yet, but I also found this really pretty like powder blue. So I think that's gonna enhance the wreath as well. And the thing I like about these, which is different, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna use it, the leaves are kind of have like a little bit of a shimmer to it. So I'm not sure if I'm going to use them, but I see this for other projects. And then I found the plastic eggs. And so I just kind of picked up everything. And this comes in a pack of 24. So for $1, you can't beat that. So I may end up putting these on the wreath, just lightly hot gluing them because they are plastic. And I see the yellow and the blue. I didn't see any white ones in this packaging, but they had several different ones in different sizes. Of course, I've got a wired wreath frame, so I always have that in my stash. And then I got some chenille stems, and they're in the Easter section as well, and those Easter colors. So I ended up getting 5 of the blue Deco and 3 of the white, and these come in, this is 6 inches by 5 yards, so that's 5 yards in length. And I think the easiest thing for you to do, if you can, is cut all of your ribbon in advance. I'm just going to cut as an example to show you how I cut this, and I'm using the same technique that I did in a spring wreath. So if you haven't seen that particular video, I will post the link below. To make things easier, you want to cut your Deco in advance and have all of the length decided before you start assembling your wreath. It just makes it go by so much easier, believe me. And so what I did was, I just want my Deco to just maybe do 1 loop and then cut. So I'm just going to demonstrate on this one for right now, just to show you. Now, if you want to measure it out, you can. So I'm doing this in about 6 inches of Deco, and then I'm going to fold it like that. So that's how I'm going to do them. And I use the same technique in my other video, and I like it. And one of the things that I had shared was that I don't usually do Deco wreaths because they seem so much more difficult, but I am getting really comfortable with making these, and I like it. So this is how I'm going to cut mine. Now there is a cutting, if you make a lot of wreaths, there's this cutting machine or whatever it's called. It's like a slicer, so you can slice a few of these at one time rather than doing them individually. So I may end up investing in that, especially if you like to make a lot of the Deco. So you just have to decide on how long you want this to be for your rolls, and then cut a bunch of them out. And so I'm going to go ahead and cut out a bunch of these, and then I'll come back and we'll start to assemble our wreath. Okay, so once you've finished cutting all of your Deco mesh, you want to decide how many you want to be in your bunch. So if you just want 2, then you just gather 2 together. I'm going to do 3 because I want this to be a really thick wreath. So all I'm doing is just kind of going with its natural curl, because this really curls up a lot. I'm just going to tighten it up just a little bit, just like this, and I'm going to pinch it. I'm going to tighten it up a little bit, pinch it together. Super easy. Roll it up. See if you can see that pretty good. And pinch it. And some of it is going to unravel, and I'm not even worried about that. I kind of like the unraveling. And so if you want to match your chenille stem, you can. You don't have to. And all I'm doing is just pinching it here, taking my chenille stem and wrapping it just like this. So that's what it should look like. Just kind of gathers itself and looks like a bow. And I'm only going to twist this once. And so you want this part to be the part that's going to lay. It's going to lay on the wreath like this. And I'm going to show you why you only want to do that maybe 2 times, just to kind of hold it in place, because we're going to add it onto our wreath. And you want the chenille stem, one part coming out this way and one part coming out that way, because this is what's going to tie it onto the wreath form. Let me do another one. I'll do one in white. And if you want, you can mix these up. You can do the white and the blue together. I'm doing them separate, and then I'm going to make a pattern as I put the wreath together. Got 1. There's 2. And imagine, I'm not being exact with it. I mean, this one is off a little bit. If that bothers you, you can just go back over it and roll it again. But I kind of like it. Okay, and the third one. And then I'm bringing this. This is actually going to be the front part of the wreath. This is going to be the back part. And the other wreath that I did a little bit different because I wanted to add ribbon in. But this one I'm not going to really be adding any, I'm not adding any ribbon in. So I decided not to. But if I wanted to, I could always go back and do it. And then I'm going to take this and twist, and maybe one more twist. And then I want that sticking up that way and this way. So I'm going to go ahead and assemble a bunch of these, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to put them on the wreath. Okay, so I went and cut out a bunch of these, and I'm ready to attach them to my wreath frame. And so I always work with the 2 inner rings. I mean, if you want to do 2 outer rings, and then, or actually the 1 inner ring, the 2 inner rings and then 2 outer rings, you could do that also. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to be working with the 2 inner rings. So all I'm doing is taking one part and putting it in through here, and then the other part of my chenille stem through there. And then once I have that lined up, I want it crossway. I'm going to turn this over so you can see. I'm just going to twist. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm not adding any ribbon on this. If I was adding ribbon, then my twist would be on the outside here. So I can add in ribbon, go back and add in ribbon later. So once I give this a couple of twists, I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of hide my little twists here of my extra chenille stem. And I'm just wrapping it around. And no one's going to see the back, so it's okay. Just make sure you wrap these up enough so that no one will get poked with the ends of those chenille stems. Okay, so that's basically like that. And so then you have to find out how you want your, if you want to alternate the blue, white, blue, white. I'm going to do blue, blue, and white, white, I think. Let's see how this goes. And the nice thing about Deco mesh is that it sticks together. It just kind of holds on to itself. So you don't have to do much. And I'm just twisting it back here. turning it over, and I'm just wrapping it around. And you can do this after, you can go back and clean it up. I'm always looking for the easier way to do something so that I can share it with you all. And I know that wreaths can be somewhat challenging, so I'm just pushing this together. And so let's see. Let's grab a white one here. And I'm going to take my white one and push it together. Now, if you're not satisfied with the way it looks, take it off and just do it again. But if you're pretty sure, you can kind of go ahead and just twist it on. But if you're not, I would suggest not doing that whole wrapping around thing until you're absolutely sure how you want it to be. But I'm pretty happy with this, the way it looks. So I'm going to go ahead and tie these off in the back. Okay, I'm going to do another one because I want you to see how this is. And I usually take it in sections because then I could kind of see how even it is with the two blue and then the two whites close together. And hopefully I can get another one in there. We'll see. My goal is to get 6 of those in there nice and tightly fitted in, because the tighter you have it in here, the more fuller it's going to look. And now another idea is to color the wreath form. So if you want to spray paint it white, you could do that to match your deco mesh, or if you're using some type of ribbon, that's another option. But I think this is going to be covered up pretty good when I'm done. So I'm going to complete a whole section because I really want you to see this. This will be a nice gift for someone also. I always try to make something for my mother and my sister. I think this will look really pretty on their doors. Okay, let's go ahead and put, so far I have 5 on there. Let me go ahead and put another one in here. And right now I'm twisting. I'll go back and clean that up in the back just to get these on here. So what that looks like. And that'll tell you how many of these you need. So if I'm using 6 and I've got to fill up 5 of these spaces, that's 30 of these that you'll need. Yep. So you'll need 30 of these tightly wrapped. Oops. Knocking stuff over there. This table is crowded with a lot of this mesh, so if you hear things dropping, it's because I've got a lot of, I'm surrounded in mesh. Okay, so right now I've got 2, 4, 6. If I want to go ahead and put a 7th one in there, I can. So I'm going to go ahead and move forward on this, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so my wreath is all done, and it looks so full. I'm really loving the way this turned out. I really like the blue and white. I can see it being done in some other colors. I think I need to mix it up a little bit with some color, and so that's why I decided to do a couple of these in there. So I'm just going to kind of test this out and see what it looks like. You could always just try it out first, just to see. And sometimes there's no rhyme or reason to this. You just don't know what will work. When I saw the yellow, I was like, that might be a bit too much, but we will see what it looks like. And I'm going to leave, I'm going to try it with the green stem and then see what it looks like without it. So I'm going for 5 of these on here. Well, let's see what 3 looks like. Because I'm not going to have a bow on this one, although I might go back and add one. Who knows? And so this is just a way to kind of play around and see what you like. That's what that looks like. Let's see. Kind of evenly disperse them here. I'm not going to push them all the way in, but I just want to kind of make them look even. Just so that I can see what they look like before. And then what I did was, I got these eggs with the yellow in them. And I took my diamond wrap from the Dollar Tree. And I just cut it because the eggs wouldn't stay together. I cut it and put it right around the rim of the eggs, and that's a good way to add some bling to my wreath. And so I got this technique from a fellow YouTuber and my crafty friend Lucretia over at Same Chick Different Day. And so I will leave the link to her channel. If you like DIY, you will love her channel. And please go ahead and visit her channel and watch some of those videos and tell her that Tracy sent you. So this is where I got that idea from, with blinging out the egg. She has a great project, and I will post that video below also. So I'm not sure right now what I'm going to do. Maybe put the eggs in between this. 2, 3. Oh, and I only have 4 eggs, so only 4 colors come in that pack. 4 of the same colors, I should say. Let's see. I'll push this all the way in there. The nice thing is that this actually just kind of sticks right in there if you let it. And let me see, I'm going to take the stem off. Although I do like this. I love the way that green looks. I may use that for something else. Maybe make some flower embellishments, who knows. I'm going to stick that in there without the green on it. And I think I'm going to opt to not use the green. But if you want, you can. And these curl up, so if you want to just kind of curl them up and hook them in somewhere so that they stay, just going to push this down in there. And this mesh really, it's so strong, and it really clings to each other, so that's why you can like go back and fluff it up really good. That's the other thing. If you want it to look really, really full, you just pull everything towards the center. Okay, so let me take my eggs off of here. And I'm going to take the green off of this, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so my wreath is all done. And I'm still kind of playing around with it a little bit, but you've got the base area. I did add the eggs, and I went back and added some of the blue berries. And all I did was, they're not glued in here, I just took this and just bent it and kind of just hooked it in, and it just grabs onto the mesh really good. So that's just another thing you can do. You could also put a sign on here. I may end up putting a sign somewhere across here as well. I tried to keep it as balanced as possible, but I really like this, and I'm going to go and hang it up, and I will post pictures at the end so you can see what they look like. But have fun with it. Everything doesn't have to be the exact matching color. I'm noticing that a lot of times in my crafts now. This will unravel some of it, but I like it. And so it's okay if you want to just go back and maybe trim some of the edges off of it. But I hope you like this, and I hope this inspires you to make your own Easter wreath and be unique with it. It's okay to be different. And thank you so much again for tuning in and watching. Don't forget to subscribe and comment below. Let me know what you would add to your wreath. Bye.